nominated for the Oscar. Again. Is this time the charm, do you think?
I have absolutely no idea. You know, it would be really vulgar, I think, if I said, yes, I want it now. You know, I mean, I'm not that kind of person. But now it would be a feeling for me, if it were to happen at some point in my life, of just personal satisfaction. What an amazing feeling that would just be for me, you know, to have been doing this for, you know, 15, 16 years, and to know what it feels like to lose a great many times. It would be nice to know what it feels like in that situation to win sometime.
Well, indeed, if you don't win this year, you're going to get a distinction all of its own. Right? The most nominated non-winner.
Most nominated loser, which is what I've been heard people saying. Yes, no, I don't really want to be the most nominated loser. No, that doesn't kind of sound nice.
That first Oscar nomination came when she was barely out of her teens, playing a classic English Rose in Sense and Sensibility.
Open your eyes.
Her star skyrocketed with her Titanic nod.
I'm flying!
Having been through it these times that I have done, I have known that I wasn't going to win on those occasions. I've absolutely known that I wasn't. I don't know why, I just absolutely... You can sort of feel it, you have a radar for it. But this year, I would say, I can't actually tell this time. So
you did pretty well at the Golden Globes.
That was unbelievable. That was such a shocker.
Kate Winslet.
A shock to win not one, but 2 awards. One for The Reader, and one for her depiction of an unhappy suburban wife in Revolutionary Road, a film directed by her husband, Sam Mendes, and co-starring her close friend and Titanic co-star, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Is this really happening? Okay, I'm gonna try and do this on the cuff, okay? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, God.
You've really taken it in the chin about this. I mean, even Time magazine went after you for not being prepared.
I thought that people just reviewed the films. I didn't realize that they reviewed speeches too. I mean, I really didn't know that. Call me stupid, but I had no idea.
Despite her win at the Globes in Revolutionary Road, that performance was snubbed by the Oscars.
Won't you still be wasting your life toiling away at a job you find ridiculous?
Did it hurt your heart a little bit not to get nominated for Revolutionary Road? I mean, it is so intensely personal, I would think. Your husband directing.
I can't say that. I just couldn't say that, because that would, you know, I am so genuinely happy that I have been nominated for The Reader. I really, really am. I mean, it was a huge turning point for me, that film, because when I first read the script, you know, I really thought, oh, no, I can't do this. I mean, I really don't think I've got the stuff to do this.
She struggles, she says, to find a connection to her character, an illiterate, lonely train worker who seduces a bright teenager in post-war Germany. Years later, he's devastated to discover that she was a guard at Auschwitz. How did you come to feel about her at the end of the day?
Well, it's a difficult one, that, because, you know, on the one hand, I almost don't want to say I liked her or I loved her. She was an SS guard. But I can say that I understood her fully.
Was she evil?
Was Hannah evil? She was a normal person who did evil things. You know, the Holocaust was created by ordinary people, you know, your pastors, the baker, the postman, you know, your doctor. I mean, these were people who were a part of running those camps.
What are you studying in German?
I'm studying a play. You can read it.
You are naked in the film. Appropriately, we would say. This is not gratuitous. But you are famous for having said on various occasions, never again, I'm not going to do it anymore.
I know.
No.
I know.
What happened?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. And as we were doing the love scenes, you know, I could not be nervous.
She said she needed to stay calm for the sake of her 18-year-old co-star, David Cross.
I had to be like, it's fine, we'll be absolutely fine, I promise you. Don't worry about a thing. Meanwhile, I'm like, I've had 2 children! You know, but I couldn't let that get in the way. And also, you know, the hardest thing I think about doing a scene of that nature where you are extremely naked is it's acting, you know, there is so much acting that we have to do just emotionally between the two of us within those scenes that if you are afraid, you can't really do it.
And how does she feel about that body she bears?
I don't know a single woman who doesn't stand up and check the tushy before she walks out the door. And most women will go, oh, you know, I mean, most do. I've decided I am going to start loving my backside, really just saying yes, because I don't know anyone who does that, you know, and for my daughter, I want to be able to say to her, I love this, I love this, I love, you know, look, my belly does this because I had you guys, and, you know, this is what happens to your breasts when you've nursed 2 children. And, you know, we're very self-critical, I think, women, of ourselves, and, you know, it's a constant process of just trying not to do that, and I think the obsession with celebrity and so on, I think feeds into this exact thing that is really a problem. I mean, it's like an epidemic, I feel, for young women. You know, they look at you know, all of us, myself included, on these magazine covers, and they think, oh my God, how does she get skin like that? I mean, I can tell you, I have so many blemishes under this makeup that have been so fabulously covered. I promise you. Listen, it's impossible to look rubbish. I mean, with Stephen Meisel, the Vanity Fair shoot that we were talking about, he lights for 6 hours. No one can look bad when you have been lit for 6 hours. I mean, it's, you know, it's a real art that they do, these photographers, you know. And you just kind of fill the frame. But, you know, I did realise a few years ago, wow, man, no one actually talks about this retouching thing. No, it's like a secret or something. Well, I'm damned if it's going to be a secret anymore. You know, I really want for these young women to know we don't look like this. You know, it's an idea of perfection that is not, it's not there. It doesn't, stop reaching for it because there's nothing there when you get there. It's told.
The first scene, the first time that you're intimate with a teenage boy, I literally gasped out loud. And yet we see older men and younger women all the time. We barely notice anymore.
Somehow for me, I never found it weird. And also when I was 15 years old, I had a relationship with someone who was 12 years older than me, who I was with for 5 years, who I nearly married, and would have married if it hadn't have been for the fact that he passed away. So, and that was and will remain one of the greatest loves of my life.
Now, the loves of her life are her husband and her 2 kids.
It's a massive juggle, you know, without question. It is, you know, you jump through hoops. I mean, I'm doing this interview with you now, and I've just come from one and another event prior to that, and I'm on a plane tonight. I'll be home at 5 in the morning, and I will be on that school run tomorrow morning. I absolutely will be, because I'm just determined about it. Because, you know, for a start, in the here and now, it's crucial for our kids that we are the key people in their life, and I wouldn't want to have it any other way, and I just will not let it affect their upbringing. I just won't. It would send me crazy.
And they say the glamour of Hollywood.
Oh, yeah. It's not glamorous. It's not glamorous at all, but I cannot tell you how much I love it. I mean, even getting up in my funny hotel room in Cologne and going down to get in the car at, you know, 2:50 a.m., still I have this feeling of like night before Christmas-ish feeling, you know, of like, you know, I am getting to do something that so few people in the world get to experience. Oh man, I'm so lucky. I mean, I have that every single day on a film set, every single day. The love of it is just so great. So great.